believe we are live, sir.
It says we are.
It is. Welcome to Johnny and TheGreg. We are streaming live from Zoom right into your Facebook. So however you guys view us, thank you for viewing us. Please like and subscribe. There's that little thumbs up at the bottom. If you guys could hit that, that would help us out so much. I don't care how many times you hit it enough. It helps us out.
Hit it so it stays the thumbs up. That's what.
Yeah, that would help. So, Greg, I'm going to throw it to you about our friend Audible.
Well, John, let me just prepare myself for this a little bit.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of audiobooks, if you're a fan of podcasts, if you're a fan of this podcast, you can find that at audible.com. And we give you, per our partnership with them, you can get a free trial on audibletrial.com/JATG. And it'll get you there. You get a free month. You have hundreds of thousands of audiobooks to choose from of every genre, podcasts of every genre, exclusive Audible material that is only available through there. I'm just downloaded a seasonable.
You were doing great until you hit seasonable.
Yeah, I downloaded a season. It's a Christmas show. It's a Christmas show. I downloaded one of those, and it's got Anna Gasteyer. It's a big comedy. It's really funny. I listened to it last year. I'm going to listen to it again this year. And you can get all that for 1 month for free on us if you go to audibletrial.com/JATG.
Oh man. Cool. So I'm going to do something to help out our viewership as starting now. I'm going to give you kind of a bullet point of what we're going to talk about today so you guys can hang on tight. If you don't like what we're talking about now, you can either fast forward to when we get to that topic you want to talk about. That way it just helps. For the people that don't like the football that we get into, they can just skim across to the nerd stuff we talk about or just the life stuff we talk about. So hang in there, people. What's on the agenda today is Friday was Disney Plus Day. And so we're going to go through all of the things that we found cool about Disney Plus. And then we're going to do some movie talk where we can finally talk about the Eternals because I saw it today. It's fresh in my mind. I'm ready to go. And the latest Ryan Reynolds, Gal Gadot movie, Red Notice, which was on Netflix. Other than that, I don't think we have anything else to talk about. Greg, is there anything you're gonna bring up on us that I wasn't aware of? Or
feels weird not talking about football, but we really don't need to.
No, we really don't. Not this time. So, all right, let's get into it, sir. Disney Plus Day. So Friday they had a Disney Plus Day. I don't know if any of you guys have subscribed to Disney Plus or not. You can watch the majority of the previews on Disney Plus. I thought they did a great Marvel one. Pixar.
Yeah, we didn't get a lot of trailers per se. We got like the things, the teasers, and it's not even a trailer, it's a teaser, and it's like seconds long.
Yes.
Of each thing.
Here's the thing that I think a lot of people got confused with. Disney Plus Day is for Disney Plus. It's not for what Disney's going to throw out into the movie theaters for you guys. It's Disney Plus. So I think I saw a lot of comments like, where's the new, No Way Home trailer? And where's the new, whatever's coming out? Side note on the No Way Home trailer, who cares? Don't watch it. It's going to ruin the experience. You're already psyched up enough. I wish they would have done something unprecedented, which was not send out a trailer at all.
I loved it. Yeah.
And it just would have started at December 17th. And
just
it would
give you a release date
so
and
fresh.
Say you're going to see it anyway, so we don't need to pay money on this.
I wish they would have done that. Kevin Feige, I know you listen to the show. Thanks a lot for listening. Next time, just make sure. Try that with the Multiverse of Madness. Don't put anything out. Make us go freaking nuts about it until the day.
There is one thing that I can bring up here that is not on the docket. I don't know if you saw, but Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds switched spots on the late night shows.
No.
So Ryan Reynolds was going to promote Red Notice. Will Ferrell was going to promote his new Apple Plus show, The Shrink Next Door. And because they had just done a movie together, they had just wrapped shooting. I saw Jimmy Fallon was the first one I watched. And he's like, gonna bring on Will Ferrell. He's got a new TV show. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Will Ferrell, and here comes Ryan Reynolds.
Right.
And Fallon's like,
oh, he didn't know either?
No, like they fooled the
that's
talk show.
fantastic.
Like they didn't know.
That's fantastic.
He sat down. He's like, yeah, Will couldn't make it. So he called me and asked me to sub in. And I said yes. And
all right, stop right there. What's great about Ryan Reynolds is that sentence. He could make that 3 times funnier. And it's not a funny sentence, but I'm sure he made I'm sure he got a laugh out of it.
And I wasn't doing I wasn't trying to do it.
I know.
But anyway, so then he says, yeah, like he's not gonna make it. But so then he played the game that they were gonna play with Will Ferrell, which is you got to stop. And it's like, hey, folks, you got to stop doing this. And the thing that Ryan Reynolds got was like, hey, you know what, guy in the theater who watches a movie trailer and says, hey, that looks good. You got to stop. Every movie trailer looks good. That's the point of the movie trailer.
That was
like
me.
There are people like their entire job is to make a movie look good in the trailer. Even if the movie's shit, it's gonna look good in the trailer.
That's true.
And so that just made me think of
no, that's funny you said that because I said that today when I went to go see the Eternals. I was going, oh, that one looks good. But I was talking to I'm talking to my buddies. So I am one of those people that try not to be super loud or distracting to others. So I did lean in and go, hey, that looks really good. You know,
we used to do a thumb game. It was a thumbs up.
Oh,
maybe, or a thumbs down.
That's good. I should try that. I will adapt that. That's good. So yeah. So Disney Plus Day. What they did was they're showing you everything and anything that's coming out in 2022. Yeah. The first one that alerted me to even Disney Plus Day was I got a notice. I don't know how they knew I would care, but I got a notice of actually they always know.
Yeah, that's true.
Whereas for Baymax.
Yeah.
I like that. I like Baymax. So
I do like Baymax.
He's the white marshmallow looking guy from Big Hero 6. If no one knows what I'm talking about, Google it. But it was a funny trailer. I like that guy. So.
Well, and they're bringing back what looked like all of the talent from the film. It's they've got the same animation look, so it's not like they're trying to update that or make it look different.
It looks crisper.
Does it?
Yeah,
I thought it looked very simple, but even like the design is the same, like the character design.
It's not some cartoon that they're
right. They're not pushing it. They're not trying to update it.
Right.
Baymax has the same voice, which I mean that actor, he's been in some other stuff. Like if you look at his face, you're like, oh, I've seen him in things. He's kind of like that guy.
Oh, okay.
From other films, but they got back the cast, and I think that's important. I think that's a really cool concept. So
yeah. So that was Baymax. There was 2 of them that I saw that kind of, I didn't know they were in existence. And when I saw it, that it actually made me go, I'll give that a shot. Now, anybody who knew me in college knew that I was a big Will Smith fan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care anymore. Like, I just don't care. But he's in a show, or he's doing a show for National Geographic, which is part of Disney Plus.
They are. It's Nat Geo's.
It's called Welcome to Earth with Will Smith. I don't know if you saw that trailer.
Yeah, I did.
But it looked interesting because it looks like he's going to really. It seems to me like stars that don't know what to do with themselves anymore go on these globe-trotting adventures and check out different cultures and different things and beautiful, crazy things that shouldn't exist in this world, but they actually do. And I'm glad they're doing it because I actually get to know about it versus never knowing about it. So.
Do you follow his social media?
No, which is insane that I wouldn't do that, but I don't. I've caught small little clips like the deepest pool of all time or something like that.
Yeah, I mean his like right now, because I follow him because I think he's pretty cool.
Yeah.
He got to the point in like his personal health and fitness where he's like, I'm in the worst shape of my life. Because is he 50 yet? Is he?
Oh, I think he's over 50, but I think he was also filming that Serena Williams.
Yeah, which he kind of ballooned up a little bit for that, but it got to him where he's like, I need to do something. So he started the kind of this wellness journey, and I think they were looping that in with the Nat Geo show, where he's doing stuff, and like he just recently, like on Friday, I saw part of the promotional piece for the show. He took the stairs up the tallest building in the world.
That's in
Dubai, I think.
Yes, Dubai.
Yeah. And when I say he took it to the top, I don't mean he took it to like the observation deck. He climbed the big radio tower and was on the tippy top of this building. And
Tom
he's
Cruise
like,
style.
yeah, he's like in a harness and like doing the whole like we got to be safe here.
The only difference is Tom would have climbed on the outside of the building.
Yeah, I mean he did in the tube where it's like a ladder, but still like they must have had a drone or something flying around and the film where he was. It looked pretty damn cool.
Yeah, so I guys, I wish we could play these trailers for you, but the problem is it gets real choppy and not only
it gets real choppy and Disney's not real fond of other people showing their stuff.
Yeah, that's true. As well as the people that are driving, listening to us. We have a pretty good sizable audience that listens to us just audible wise. And so that would suck for them that they would just hear a trailer. They wouldn't see it. So.
Yeah. Let me share a screen real quick of stuff that's coming out. So, so there's that. I mean, there's, I guess Ryan the Last Dragon. I think this is 2021 animation. Encanto's coming out. Baymax we talked about. Zootopia Plus is a series coming out.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yep.
They didn't go over any of this stuff. I didn't see any of this stuff.
Yeah, it's just different kind of things. Tiana is the Princess and the Frog. It's kind of her. It's almost like a prequel, I think. Of her. And they didn't show a lot of footage. They showed still shots.
Okay. Where they doing Moana?
I have no idea.
I love Moana.
And then something like an African tribe piece.
Okay, that's cool. So they've already done Raya. That was a good show. Anybody? Did you watch Raya?
I did, and I really liked it. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did, but I thought it was very good.
Yeah, I thought it was too. Another show that's kind of tied to what Will Smith is doing. There's something with Chris Hemsworth coming out called Limitless. Did you see that one?
No, you texted me on that one. I didn't get a chance to see it.
I thought it was really cool. It's something that it got me excited about it because he's very much into health and fitness but he's also very much into he's kind of on that kick that Rogan's on with longevity and trying to stay at his potential for as long as he possibly can. And this is a little bit of it. They show him like doing some polar dives with this guy that swam around. I think he swam around England.
Okay.
He actually did it. His name is Ross Edgerly. He was on Rogan for doing it. I always remember him talking about how he swam in the ocean. Like he swam around Great Britain. I think he swam around Great Britain, or he swam the English Channel. Something like this. It was something really impressive. Okay. He was talking about he was in the ocean forever, just swimming, right?
Yeah.
And he said his tongue started falling out. Like his tongue started like
detaching from the salt water or something?
No, like pieces would just come off because of all the salt water he was like
getting in his mouth. Yeah.
And stuff. Yeah. I thought that was crazy.
Well, here Chris Hemsworth fights aging in the new Nat Geo series.
Yeah. So that just looks interesting to me because I just like to see like all the little hidden things that if we just explored our world a little bit more, maybe because there are some scientists, Greg. There are some scientists out there that believe or they have a hypothesis or a theory that age is a disease. And if we can figure it out, we can prolong it. Look it up. I swear to God, there are people that are actually, sorry, football not fans. There are some people that are actually studying Tom Brady because of what he's doing. And they're seeing like, okay, what's really behind this? Is he really prolonging his career or is he just one of those freaks? Right. So there's an actual like movement behind this. And so this is just something that's really interesting to me. So
yeah, here's, 2015, some article by doctors with names I can't pronounce. Is it time to classify biological aging as a disease? Yeah. That's interesting because even when we've talked about biblical things on this show before. And once upon a time, people were living
500 years.
Yeah, hundreds and hundreds of years.
Yes. Yeah. So it would be interesting. It would definitely be interesting. But that series interests me. And I
Well,
think
he's doing.
he's
I watched. He did a Nat Geo thing during Shark Week.
yes, he did.
And that was pretty cool. And because I just, I really pictured Hemsworth as just like, oh, they got some dude, some celebrity on here to speak lines and make it sound like he knows what he's talking about in terms of sharks.
Right.
But then my son, who's very much an animal enthusiast, was like, oh no, he actually like knows about stuff because he was a surfer in Australia, and that was like his passion was like marine biology.
Yeah, what's actually funny about Hemsworth, he's passionate about Australia.
Yeah, very much so. Like his homeland is very much
the indigenous people that live there, and he's very much about all of the culture that Australia has to offer.
Yep.
He's a homeboy.
Yeah, well, good for him.
Yeah, absolutely. So those are the two live action National Geographics that it just surprised me. I wasn't expecting that because I'm a Marvel head, so I was like, oh, Marvel, and I'll be honest, Pixar disappointed me. I thought, well, but again, it's Disney Plus.
It's Disney Plus, and Pixar doesn't really do. Pixar's a motion picture studio, and so like Disney has a whole other convention called D23, and that's when you get a lot of their movie news and stuff like that. And Marvel, they'll have stuff at D23, but like Comic-Con San Diego is like their big push and things like that. So, like you said, this was a Disney Plus thing. So we're talking about series and short form.
Yeah, specifically made Disney Plus stuff.
Yep.
Speaking of specifically made Disney Plus stuff that I believe right now is doing better than the actual movie releases is Star Wars. I do. I think that they're I think I sent you something today, or either I sent it to you or you did it. I read something where it said, remember Bill Burr's character in The Mandalorian?
Oh yeah.
That they compared that guy's story arc to Finn's.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and I thought they were dead on. I thought they were. I read it, sent it to both you and my sister, who are.
This was a while ago that you sent it, not like last week.
A while ago. Yes, a while ago. No,
it was a while ago.
It was like
I'm literally scrolling through.
It was like 3 hours ago or something like that. It wasn't long ago.
Where did you send it to? Did you use Messenger?
No. I didn't send it to you. I comment. I put your name down in the comments.
Oh, you tagged me in it. Okay,
tagged it. Okay, that's.
I was watching Red Notice. I haven't checked.
Okay, but that's fine. But the Book of Boba Fett seems cool. I'm all about Mandalorian culture. That sounds so stupid. Well, I love that stuff. Ursula was very upset. She's like, "Are they doing a Mandalorian 3? They better be doing a Mandalorian 3 because that's the only Star Wars I really enjoy." I'm like,
right.
I don't know, but I think so.
This is some of the first Star Wars long form or short form, but in terms of it, we get a lot more story because they're able to really stretch it out and not just shove a bunch of Star Wars lore that all like the mega nerds are looking out for, into like a 2.5 hour film.
Right. Yeah.
So
they didn't show a preview. They showed kind of a behind the scenes of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah. The Kenobi scene. Now you know how I am with this. I was like, can we just move on from this little cluster of groups of Kenobis and Skywalkers? Can we just move on and show me a different universe? Like show me what's more in this universe. But this one got me excited.
Yeah. I'm interested, but also nervous. I'll admit. And I love everybody that's involved.
Okay.
But when Uma McGregor's like, oh, it's a great thing because it puts me back with Hayden. And it's like, Hayden Christensen is coming back as Darth Vader. And you're like, why? Like, what are they? Because in the current lore, in the current Star Wars canon, Vader and Obi-Wan don't meet again until they're on a Star Destroyer in A New Hope. So you're like, what are they gonna change?
Is it gonna be like small little Ahsoka moments where like
it could be like
he's trying to hunt them down and
like they're gonna run into each other and they're gonna have another fight. And
it'd be cool if he took on an Inquisitor.
It would be cool, and I think we're gonna see that. To tell you the truth,
that'd be cool.
I just like I said, I'm a little nervous that they're going to kind of do something that's not in canon that is now going to become canon because Disney says so. And
I see. Okay.
Again, it's Disney sandbox now. They can change it however they want.
Yeah, they can.
I don't own Star Wars. As long as it's good, I don't care.
Right.
It's when it's like we're
It's
going to
convoluted.
yeah, like we're going to change something. Like whatever they change here could have like a lasting effect and say like, well, that thing that happened in A New Hope really isn't going to happen.
Oh yeah,
And
that
then
would be.
if they're going to do something that's going to augment the established films,
The foundation.
again, the foundational films.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, they can, it's theirs. I get it, but I'm not going to be excited about that.
Right. Yeah.
But at the same time, and this is the caveat, if anybody who's been following the Darth Vader comic book series, it's phenomenal. Like, see, they've really taken Vader away down a path where like you really kind of feel for the character, this tortured soul. Like all he ever wanted to do was protect people.
Mm-hmm.
But then that just gets perverted into this power hungry megalomaniac. And you're like, well, he is a killing machine at the same time. So
yeah.
So I don't know. Of course I'm going to watch it. I'm going to be excited. I love Ewan McGregor and just about anything he's ever done. So
yeah, I agree with you. It's kind of funny. I think when you hear Ewan,
I always said Ewan. I could be wrong.
Okay, McGregor.
Yeah, Mr. McGregor.
Yeah, Mr. McGregor. When you hear him actually talk in his real voice, you're like, oh, that's not as cool as when you were talking like Dr. Sleep in that movie, Dr. Sleep. Like he sounded like a badass actually on that.
Yeah,
like his voice. So
we've talked about actors versus movie stars, and I believe he is a full-on actor.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. So then moving on, Marvel had a lot of previews.
Yeah, let me bring that up for a little screen share.
So I think the first thing I want to talk about is how they I thought they did a really good job. Did you watch that 11-minute thing on them?
You mean where they just kind of detailed all the different?
They start with Wanda, and then they went to Falcon Winter Soldier, then they went to Loki, then they went to What If, and then all of a sudden it transitioned right into Kate Bishop and Hawkeye, and they showed this little part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I thought I wasn't really that hyped for Hawkeye, but after viewing that small part, I was like, oh, this is going to be fun.
I think it's going to be a blast. Yeah. I really do. The first trailer I watched where it's the Christmas season. Hawkeye's it looks like he's on like a family vacation in New York, and he gets pulled into this, and he's like, oh, it had a real, and I'm going to say it had a real Die Hard film. The kind of the Die Hard feel to it of this guy. Yes, he was a superhero and he did all this, but now he just wants some peace and quiet. He's like, oh, now I gotta go help again. And he's like, I should be home doing something else, and here I am getting my ass kicked.
I think it's going to be a surprise hit of the holiday season, Disney Plus wise.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait for it, actually. I do know because my wife loves Jeremy Renner. She fell in love with him after Hurt Locker. She loved that movie.
Really?
Anything else that he was in, she was like into it. So she goes, "Who's this girl?" I was like, "Hey, I was like, it's his protege. It's Kate Bishop." She's like, "But is that comic like?" I'm like, "Yeah, well,
that comic appropriate."
You seem mad. And she's like, well, I just, they're not explaining it. I'm like, it's a preview. It makes you watch it. It's like 6 episodes. I'm sure they'll talk about her. They'll bring her into it. But anywho,
that's hilarious.
Let's look at what we got here. X-Men 97.
Yes.
Okay.
X-Men 97. I don't know why they're doing this. I mean,
what are they bringing back the comic? The cartoon?
Yes, it is a full-on continuation of
it's a continuation.
Yes, of the mid-90s X-Men cartoon. It's that series, and they're bringing back the voice talent. I mean, the ones that are still alive. Yeah, I mean, they're bringing all of them back. So you're gonna get Wolverine, and you're gonna get like, Dickish Scott and Jean, who whatever. They're all coming back, and they're just going to continue. I I mean, a lot of those storylines were based on the comics. I mean,
Yeah.
very overly simplified in my
You think they're
opinion.
gonna work
but
into how not
yeah, I
house
think there
House of
could.
not House of M. What's the new
Oh,
one?
could be. It could be House of M.
But
It
what's
could
the
be
new
House
one?
of M. Oh, I don't know. I don't
No,
read
the
X-Men.
one where like they go to Krakoa, the island now, and they're a sovereign state, and they're
Yeah, I don't know the name of that
okay.
arc, but
Yeah,
it could be. They could do
yeah,
that. I mean,
that's an interesting arc.
they
I
could
like
do a
that.
lot. They could do a lot of stuff. They could do Age of Apocalypse. They could
Yeah,
do.
yeah, you're right. You're
I
right.
mean, there's a lot of X-Men story between the mid '90s to now that they
Yeah,
could cover. I mean,
that's true.
and they're just bringing it back, and it's going to have the same look and feel. And I wonder if
Hmm.
they're going to have Wolverine actually stab anybody with
Hmm.
those claws.
Yeah, I
in the
wonder
air, 'cause
about
they
that.
didn't do that in the
I
first
wonder
one.
about that because if anybody's actually gone on to Disney Plus and pulled up an old X-Men cartoon series in the 90s, that's on Disney Plus. If you've ever hit it
Yeah.
once, you're kind of like, oh, this I don't remember it being.
Well, we're not the target market. I mean,
No,
we
you're right.
were maybe in '97. It was like
Yeah.
us on down.
Well, then in 97, we were like, hey, this is really good.
Yeah. I mean,
I
as far
remember
as
that.
animation went, it was like, yeah, sure.
Well,
why not?
animation was good. The stories were good. They all connected. They were
And the voice acting was
yeah.
as good as it had been. So,
Okay. All right.
again, it's Disney Plus. They haven't really put out a show that can say that I haven't liked. If but I haven't watched all their shows. Some of those shows I'm just not the target market for.
Right.
Because they did have some more premieres of like, hey, here's our new preteen witchy show.
Yeah.
I'm not the target market. I don't even remember what it's called. It's like In Betweeners or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Echo.
Next one, Echo. This is the girl that's deaf, right?
Correct. Yes.
And she's a Daredevil villain / not villain. Last time I remember,
I think so.
Yeah, she's kind of like
She comes from the Daredevil comics. I don't know what her entire
Right,
story is,
right,
but
yeah, or
it
how they're
is-
gonna move this into.
it's a superhero with a disability that they are going to, like, per her disability, she gets other abilities, much like Daredevil,
Yeah.
and they're going to create a show around it. Like,
All right.
and it's animated, right? Or is it live action?
No, I think that. Excuse me, I think that might be live action.
That it could be. I actually didn't see the footage on that one.
I didn't see the footage either. I don't think there is footage.
I don't think there is. I think it's just a logo.
Yeah.
Spider-Man freshman year, another one, no footage, but I mean,
Holland is Holland the voice?
no, it's animated. It could be. He could be. I'm not sure. They don't think they said that. They just said we're going to do Spider-Man freshman year. It is the prequel to the Spider-Man Homecoming film.
You know
where
that. So this isn't Miles.
No, this is not
Okay.
Miles. This is Spider-Man, the MCU Spider-Man, when he gets his powers freshman year. What does that look like, and how did that go? And they're like,
Oh,
Spider-Man, like you've never
okay.
seen before. I'm like, really?
Yeah,
I feel like
really
we've
hard.
seen this before.
Not only have we seen, do you remember Spider-Man Unlimited?
Yeah, with mutants, like
Oh, he
animal
gets like
mutants.
taken to a different planet, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if now I thought I've never seen that before, so nothing you're gonna give me grounded.
right.
Yeah. that's funny
But they're
that
telling
that's
us we're going to see how Spider-Man gets his powers and becomes a hero. Motherfucker, we've seen that already.
Not only that, we've read it.
We know that story. The world knows that story. So
Yes.
if you tell me that you're going to make it different, that means that you're going to be screwing with it somehow, that I'm going to be like,
Yeah,
okay.
don't do that. Don't do
Yeah.
that. If you just want to retell the Ultimate Universe Spider-Man's origin, I'm cool with that.
Could be. I mean, I don't know.
Anyway,
it's
this one's interesting.
Spider-Man cartoon series. We've seen it before. So
Yes.
the
1,000
fact
times.
that they're going to make it groundbreaking,
Yeah.
I'm not
1,000 times. This one, Agatha House of Harkness. This actually
Yeah.
seems cool. I don't know where it's going. It sounds to me like they're going to go in the past with her versus now.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I didn't read up anything on that one. I saw the logo and I went, what are they going to do? I mean,
This is based off of her performance. They started this is one of those situations where
Catherine Heigl killed it.
Yeah.
And they said, okay, we need to keep this character.
Yeah, we need to keep this girl going. Yeah, I agree. The next one, whatever. Like, this is just
Okay, well, here's the thing. We're zombied out. Like,
Yeah.
we really are.
Yes.
The Marvel Zombies idea was born out of when the Walking Dead comic blew up.
Right.
And zombies took over the comic scape. Like,
Yes.
every company had a zombie comic. It was supposed to be a big deal. The Marvel Zombies was an alternate universe. Zombies had taken over. The Marvel superheroes were all zombies, but they kept their intelligence. Like, they just were, and it was gruesome. It was terrifying to watch Peter Parker literally eat MJ and Aunt May as he's crying, saying, "I can't help myself." You're like, oh, that's dark.
That's dark.
That is super dark.
Yeah.
But then they even took it a step further, and they, like, Galactus came and said, well, we can't have this. This is done. And then they ate Galactus.
Yeah.
And they became cosmic powered zombies.
And they just took over the entire universe.
And then it was like everything. And I remember going to Comic-Con, and the guy that created this literally had almost an entire row it was a Wizard World show. Had an entire row with his big banners, and I'm like, okay. And some people were going nuts over it, and then you had old nerds like me were like, yeah, we're done.
Yeah. I don't need to see this. I don't. I will watch it, but I don't need to see it, because I felt like I saw enough of it from What If. That was enough. I don't need to see the continuation of it. Maybe that's what this is, the continuation of that universe where Peter Parker's still alive with the cape. No,
nope. I think it's going to be the beginning of that universe. Like, how did we get there, and what are the adventures that we're going to have?
Okay.
So,
the next one. This is so interesting to me, and it's interesting because I'm not a fan, but if you do it well, I could become a fan.
Okay.
I like the idea of She-Hulk.
Yep. Looking at She-Hulk. I love the actress who was in
Black
Orphan.
Yes. I like her too.
Or I'm sorry, Orphan Black.
Orphan Black. You're right. Yeah. Orphan Black. Yes.
Amazing actress. She's really good. This is one that we got some footage on.
Mm-hmm. What'd you think?
And I wondered if, because we had like She-Hulk landing, and then they like panned up. She had the purple and white like fitness outfit on, which is comic appropriate, comic correct, I should say. And she looked like super fit. Like, the arm on this woman looked like ripped up, massive.
Yeah.
I hope that is the actress, like, because it doesn't look like they're going to CGI like a bigger She-Hulk out of her. I heard she was just working out like crazy, and they're going to like make her green. Really? But I don't know.
What's her main bad guy? What's her adversary?
Titana, I guess. Is that right?
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
It's like, or maybe that's DC. I don't know. She's got like a redheaded, super strong woman that they used to throw down. But
okay.
I mean, the thing about the She-Hulk comic, especially when John Byrne was writing a lot of her, it was more like a funny book. It was almost a comedy, and she would
like Squirrel Girl.
Yeah, it was a little bit like that in the 80s. But then also, like, it was like Adventures in Superhero Law. It was more like that.
Okay.
More than it was like a straight up superhero book.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't know. I'm excited. The most intriguing thing I got out of the footage that we saw is we had the Hulk, the Professor Hulk, where there was combined with Banner, and he's got her in a cage, and he's trying to like, okay, this is what, stress and anger are triggering your transformations,
right?
But his arm was not jacked up. It wasn't in a sling. It looked totally healed. Like, his arm looked.
Oh, fine. It wasn't okay. You confused me when you said jacked up. I'm used to jacked up.
Oh yeah, no. It wasn't messed up.
It's not FUBARD.
It wasn't. Yeah. So either he's healed, or this is pre-snap, like pre-Hulk snap,
during the 5 years.
Maybe. I don't know what the timeline is.
That'd be rough.
I don't think so, because I mean, it's a new show and everything would be like phase 4 post.
Yes.
But that means Hulk is healed.
Yes.
but it would be a jump. Well, no, it's not a jump. In Shang-Chi, which is now on Disney Plus as well.
Oh,
So if
because
you haven't seen,
he was in the
if you
sling.
haven't seen Shang-Chi, definitely go back and watch that. That's an amazing film.
It's
But
I watched
in
the
the
bus scene
post-credit scene,
4 times.
yeah, in the post-credit scene, he's got a sling.
Yes.
His arm's in a sling.
Yes, that's
So,
right.
Interested to see where they're going with that. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
Next up is Miss Marvel.
Yes. I don't think this is for. I think this is for my daughter one day.
One day, it's more like for my daughter, like
Now.
my 6th grade daughter.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. Which I'm fine with that. I've heard this character. I've heard this character called the female Spider-Man in terms of how the younger crowd seems to gravitate towards her story.
Yep.
A
lot of female power, good stuff. Kamala Khan, so she's
Yeah.
a superhero of color, which, you know what, when superheroes were being made, we didn't have a lot of those.
Right.
Go back and look what Stan Lee was writing.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
I mean, Falcon was like the only black hero he had.
Yep.
So really good. They changed her power set, which is, I think, going to be interesting.
In this movie they did?
Correct.
You mean she's more like Captain Marvel versus
I don't know what she's like. Well, I heard because in the comics, she's got stretchy powers like Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
And I guess in this one, like, it's more like a psychic ability that manifests like she's stretching her arm. So like if she'll swing and throw across, you don't see her arm like super stretchy throwing across. It is like,
so her psychic powers are
like
an extension.
It's like a mystical fist kind of thing.
Okay.
Something along those lines.
I don't know if I like that, but that's okay. I mean,
well, I think I might like it better than the stretchy stuff because even
I know you're not big on that. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
it's interesting. I mean, if they're going that route, are they going to go that route with Mr. Fantastic when he appears one day?
I think that could be why they changed it, because they know they're making a Fantastic Four film. Reed Richards is the classic stretchy man, outside of Plastic Man.
God, that's interesting because
so they didn't want to
never looks good on film.
They didn't want to have people with a different power set. They didn't want to have people with the same power set.
Oh, with the same power set. Okay.
Yeah, in a disjointed projects.
Well, I just know, as we've watched, it never looks good. The stretchy power is never good. The only person I've ever thought looked like, I was like, okay, that's actually a cool power, and that was Mrs. Incredible. The way she
used it. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's a comic. I mean, it's animation. So it's
I'm less worried about that because it's Disney. Their special effects are always really good. So
he rarely used it anyway. He's more of the brain.
Right. I mean, that's his real superpower anyway. Yeah. So anyway, Moon Knight.
Yes. This is very interesting. Again, you got 39 seconds of this.
Shocked it's happening. Really?
Huh?
I'm shocked it's happening.
Really? Are you shocked it's happening on Disney Plus?
No, I'm shocked it's happening in general. I know one Moon Knight fan, maybe two.
Oh, I'm one. I like Moon Knight.
Okay, maybe three.
But yeah, I've always liked Moon Knight.
His story is again changed over the years.
Yes.
Where
it looks to me they're going that route where he's going to have split personalities.
Yes. Yeah. Split, or he's possessed by an Egyptian god that just presents itself.
Khonshu.
Yeah. Like pervasive personality disorder.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, gonna be interesting. In the comics, they took him super dark. Like,
yes, he's
like Punisher.
Crazy.
Yeah, like Punisher level violence.
Yes.
I don't know if they're going to do that on a Disney Plus show.
I think you're right. I think they're going to go more. He gets taken over. He gets possessed by Khonshu to do things, because they show one small part where it looks like he just got done kicking a bunch of people's butts and he just came out of it.
Yeah,
you see him go like that. Now they got a fantastic actor to do this. He's one of my favorite actors.
Exactly. Yes,
and he's gonna be great. If anybody can pull this off, it's this guy. So I'm interested to see where this goes. I think I've sent you a couple of Instagram like videos where they show him training for this.
Yep.
So
Oscar,
I know he's one of those actors that throws his he throws himself into his work. So he's a great actor.
He is.
So I was very upset to see him die so soon in Dune.
Yeah, that's the story though.
Yeah, I know it's the story, but I like him. I like that actor. So anytime he's around, I like him. The only time I didn't like him was Sucker Punch. But anyway, I wasn't supposed to like him in Sucker Punch.
Oh, that's right. He was in Sucker Punch.
Yeah.
I totally forgot he was in there.
Yeah.
But I didn't really like Sucker Punch that much anyway. What If season 2? It's more What If.
Yeah, it's more What If, which is fine.
If they bring in the whole What If Avengers or the Multiverse Avengers or whatever again, I'm going to be disappointed. I would rather just go back to the Watcher.
Keep going to different ones. I think you're going to get Captain Carter again.
Okay.
I think you're going to get her again. I don't know if you're going to get anything else. I'm sure you're going to get some sort of. A lot of people loved Doctor Strange, the bad one.
Yeah, the Dark Strange.
Yeah, that's a better one. Dark Strange versus Strange Supreme. This is stupid. Dark Strange, Captain Carter. I think you'll get those guys, but I don't know about anybody else really. Kicked it off.
What they're really missing, I feel, in this are some of those characters that they haven't really introduced into the Marvel universe yet.
Yeah,
like the X-Men, or if they could start to use Spider-Man a little bit more. My first What If that I ever read was what if Peter Parker had kept the symbiote.
Okay.
Which was a great story.
Yeah. Well, I think you're right. I think they're kind of pigeon. They're in a tough little alley because they can only go so far because they're trying to tell it from the Marvel universe, not the Marvel Comics universe.
Correct.
So they
could do more with the Hulk. I mean, they could do the whole
absolutely.
Like what happens if the Hulk takes over?
Yes. Yeah. What happens if Thanos won? Like what happens if he wiped out the Avengers in Endgame or whatever? There's a million ways you can go. I am Groot. I think this is literally for my little girl.
Yes.
So it's a kid's thing.
Yep. Don't have baby Groot in the show. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Ironheart. This might be interesting. I know a little bit. I know the basics, the very basics of this character, Riri Williams. But I wonder if they're going to make her or if they're just going to have Tony's daughter doing this.
I don't know.
Yeah. There's a couple ones on here that aren't here.
If they don't make it Riri Williams, I think they're going to get a lot of backlash.
I agree with that. But
we'll see what's going on.
In the comic books, Riri Williams is someone that found an Iron Man suit, reverse engineered it, and created her own Iron Man armor.
A super, super smart inner city African American girl that found an Iron Man suit, reverse engineered, and became Ironheart.
Yeah.
So if they take that honestly racial piece away from it, I think they're going to get a lot of backlash because honestly, and her story is a good story. I'm not saying that
absolutely.
There's no reason for them to make it Tony's daughter.
Yes.
Other than, it's Tony's daughter.
I think the days of, I guess you would call that whitewashing are gone. You can't do that anymore. So
correct.
And for good reason. The next one's interesting because you just saw Nick Fury.
A patchless Nick Fury with a scar.
Yeah. Secret Invasion. Now, this is something that Greg and I are well versed in the Marvel comic universe. It was basically Skrulls took over. I just wonder how they're going to do this in the MCU because the Skrulls weren't bad last time I checked.
Even more than just Skrulls taking over. I mean, in the comics, it was a big deal because the Skrulls have infiltrated Earth. But then a ship shows up and all these heroes come walking out of the ship. Heroes that had been dead in the Marvel universe for decades. Like a couple of them, you're like, oh, she died in the 80s. And they're like, hey, what's going on? We just got back. And then you find out that the version of her on Earth, like in the 616, the Marvel comic universe that died was the Skrull version. And that the actual hero has been alive since.
Didn't Spider-Man, the original Peter Parker, come out of there?
I don't remember that, but
I remember it was a couple of people that you're like, wait a minute, what are they doing there? And you're like, oh my God, that means that person's been a Skrull the entire time.
I'm gonna look that up. Skrull heroes in
Because I remember that ship opened up and there was like the original Wolverine came out or something like
Yep.
that. And you were like,
Who I
what?
think ended up being an actual Skrull.
Skrull, of course.
Let's see. Secret Invasion, which Marvel heroes were replaced by Skrulls? Elektra, Black Bolt.
No, but who came out of the ship?
That's what I'm looking. Spider-Woman, Hank Pym, Jarvis, Mockingbird, Longshot, Brother Voodoo, bunch of S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. And that's who they had.
Okay.
So, okay.
Okay.
S.H.I.E.L.D. agents like Dum Dum.
Yeah. So I don't know how they're gonna twist this or use this. But it might be a whodunit type thing, which is cool. I like that stuff.
Yeah, Mockingbird was a big deal because that was Clint's
woman.
Yeah. He wasn't married in the comics.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Captain Marvel, who had died. Like, I couldn't believe they did that one. But anyway, so yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who they're going to try to bring out as, oh no, that was, if they're going to do that at all. It could actually be like, they're just going to say Secret Invasion or like a bunch of Skrulls. Or maybe not even Skrulls. Maybe they do the Kree and like the Kree have infiltrated.
Yeah,
We've never actually seen the Kree in the Marvel universe. In the comics, they're blue, but we haven't seen. Wait, no, we did.
I was gonna say, what are you talking about?
We saw the World Mine. That was Captain Marvel, but they could. Some of them were white, so they could easily. Well, they came in different colors, but they could easily integrate into Earth society, and those were kind of the bad guys. So it could be interesting.
Yeah. There's two that they didn't. That's not on that list. Armor Wars, which is going to be with Rhodey.
Yeah, that's a War Machine.
Yeah,
piece they're going to do,
and I think that's where they keep stealing Tony Stark's tech.
Tony Stark's, and that was another from the comics,
right? Yeah,
where Tony Stark's designs were stolen and sold on the black market. So now everybody had
a suit, yeah,
or something akin to it. So like the Russians had
Red Guardian. No, not Red Guardian.
They had Crimson Dynamo.
Yes, that's who it was.
They had Crimson Dynamo. The Canadians had a thing called Box. It was like just everybody makes their own Iron Man. Like each country has their own.
Okay. Yeah. And the other one is I'm going to watch it. I don't care because it has the entire crew. It's live action. It's the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
Oh, that is on there. Yeah, of course you're going to watch that.
When that comes out, I mean, just saying that right now, it brought me back to the Star Wars holiday special. I thought, God, I hope it's not that.
It's got to be better.
And I wonder if they're going to make fun of, if they're going to put in small little things.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
If they're trying to get Groot home for Life Day, that's going to
be yeah, there you go. So that was Disney Plus, guys. That was kind of what they showed. So there's going to be some fun stuff, I think, coming down the pipe. And it seems like it's for everyone.
Something for everybody.
Yeah. And I think I brought this up with you on our last podcast that I think I see the direction that Marvel's going, and they're going in every direction that you could possibly go in.
Correct.
It's not going to be a linear progression to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. It's going to go out in just an explosion of all different directions.
Well, I think it's going to mimic comic books is really what it is, because comic books, and I used to lecture on this, when you'd say comic books to somebody, people think of spandex clad superheroes. Comics are a medium, they're not a genre, and so they're going to try to branch out into many different genres just using the entire Marvel universe, because the entire Marvel universe breaks out into a lot of different things. If you want horror, you go after that. If you want romance, you go after that. If you want superheroes, they got it in spades. So I'm looking, well, they already did Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but I think there's a lot more that they could do even within the S.H.I.E.L.D. genre.
I'll be honest, I can't wait for like Sons of Midnight or Midnight Suns.
Yeah, that looks good. And which actually leads us right in to, I think, our next topic, which is I so wanted to tell you this last week, of the Eternals.
Yes, and that's the reason why I had that awesome segment there about how the Marvel universe is really expanding.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what you said, you enjoyed it. You thought it was a good movie.
Yep. It was, and I say it was a different Marvel film than what they produced in the past.
Yeah. Um, I I had zero problems with it. I don't understand anybody that walked out of there thinking like that wasn't cool. I thoroughly enjoyed it for what
Right.
it was. I enjoyed the little mystery that went behind it.
Uh huh.
You know, the
Did you
the
see the
guy
big
that
twist
ended up
coming?
the person that ended up being the not nice person. And what I love about stuff like that is you kind of get the motivation.
Yeah.
You know, you get the motivation. Um, there's one thing that just bothers not bothers me. It bothers me if it was me. If it happened to me, it would bother me. Is Sprite being that little girl
Oh,
forever,
forever. Yep. Yeah. That.
forever.
Well, I
Yes.
think that's kind of the crux of her character. Why she's like, I want off this damn planet. I
Yeah.
want, I don't care. I like. She saw that as her way out. Like I
Right.
can be.
Yes.
I can
Don't spoil it
change.
though. Don't
I'm
spoil it.
trying not. I'm
Okay.
trying
Yeah.
not to.
Yeah. Okay.
Just the idea that if the bad guys win,
Mm-hmm.
she can change. She's no
Yes.
longer a permanent teenager.
Yeah. But she was,
Yeah,
right? She was constantly always that same person.
yeah, constantly. Like
Yeah.
she wasn't able to grow up per se.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and that was like her big crux.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I could not stop looking at Cersei. I thought she was beautiful. And Selma. Selma's always gorgeous. I remember one part, I think there was one part I think is when she's talking to the dude from Game of Thrones, Icarus.
Mhm.
I was like, wow, she's so pretty.
She's a pretty woman.
Like she's so pretty. But
Yep,
Cersei's beautiful.
that was the main character, right? So I want to make sure
Yeah,
I'm keeping
yeah,
my
yeah, yes. That was
So the
the
lead,
Asian
yeah,
actress.
yeah, she
Yeah,
was good looking.
beautiful. Angelina Jolie played a very cool part. And I like
Yeah,
how their names fit into the history of our world. I like
yeah,
how
how
they
they did
did
that.
that. That was really
Athena
cool.
versus Athena.
Actually, I
Yeah.
liked a lot of the characters. Gilgamesh was awesome.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, I thought he was cool.
yeah,
He
he
was
was
so cool.
so cool. And I really liked the dude that was like the Iron Man of the group, like who like created things.
Hephaestus. Yeah.
Yes, he was so cool. He's the guy from the King Kong movie.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
King Kong
conspiracy
versus
theorist.
Godzilla.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
conspiracy theorist guy.
He's
I
done a
thought,
couple things that I'm like, this
yes,
guy's a good actor. Like
yeah.
you gotta keep an eye out for him.
But not only that, okay, I don't know if he was a good. I'm not gonna sit there and say he's not a good actor. I find him enjoyable. Like whenever you see him speak, you find
Yeah.
yourself going, "Oh, you know what? I enjoy this guy."
His line delivery is very good. Like
Yes,
he's
yes.
got great timing, whether it's for a dramatic piece
Yeah.
or comedy. The line he's delivering, he delivers it in such a way that it makes it really memorable.
Yes. Hey, the
Um,
guy that played I call him Druid, but that's not his name. It's like Drug or something like that. Drug, something like that. Dude,
the
that can control people's minds.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Is he the younger brother of Joel? What's that guy's name? He was in that movie Fighter where he had to fight his brother, and his brother was Hardy. And he was a
Oh,
cage. Is that his younger brother?
I don't know. I can find out in a second because first I want to look up. Brian Tyree Henry plays Hephaestus or Festos.
Okay.
And I really liked him.
Yeah, me too.
The guy we're talking about is come on, I gotta scroll to his face. Why isn't he on the front page here? No, the ambiguous spring. Drew, here we go. Barry. No, it's not Keoghan.
Oh no, he looks like a younger version, like
Right.
he would be the brother of that guy, that Joel.
Joel Edgerton.
Edgerton. Yes. Thank you.
I could see that actually. But yeah, no, he's from Dublin, Ireland, and he is a very good actor as well. My daughter was just telling me that he did a fan film of Spider-Man, I think, where he plays Peter Parker, and it was really good.
Okay, cool.
And he's got a couple
I'll have to check that out.
First thing I ever saw him in was Dunkirk. And I remember looking at him like, where have I seen this kid before? And then when I looked it up, he's in Dunkirk. Oh, he's in the Batman. He plays a cop in the Batman. I'm looking at his IMDb right now.
Yeah, okay.
He was in Chernobyl, which, man, that series blew my mind. HBO Max.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Chernobyl.
Yes.
Plays a role in the Green Knight. Haven't seen that yet.
Okay, so he's been in a lot. I just didn't
He's,
know.
he's
I just didn't know if he
yeah.
was the younger brother because I was like, God, he looks just like that guy.
Yeah, his first credit goes back to 2010. So,
Oh, okay, so he's been doing his
been-
thing. Yeah, I thought everybody played I thought it was a great movie. I'm sorry. When I say great, I don't mean like Avengers Infinity War great or Endgame great. I know Greg's different on Endgame than I am, but um I just I enjoyed myself. I wouldn't pay to see it again if it ever comes on again. I probably like when it drops down to Disney Plus, I'm not going to watch it again, but
okay.
I think you need to watch it if you've never seen it. I'll put it that way. What do you think about that, Mr. World of Warcraft?
I will watch it one more time. I will watch it when it drops on Disney Plus again.
Okay.
I'm not going to go to the theater to watch it again.
Right.
Like I'm not going to lay down hard-earned cash, take my whole family out to go watch this movie again.
Yeah.
I'm just not gonna.
Cool.
But
I agree.
I think it is going to be a pivotal part of phase 4.
Oh gosh, it certainly is. It's going to open up. It opened up something completely new. You just saw the people. I can't even ruin that. The person that appears in an end credit scene, everybody was looking at me immediately when that credit scene was over. They're like, "Who the hell is that?" I'm like, "Wow."
Talk about the first credit scene?
Yeah, I was like, "Wow, I can't believe they actually brought that guy into it." Okay.
Well, and why? Like,
yeah, I'm not big on that character.
No, when we get to the point of when we can talk about him, there's a whole piece of what I want to talk about with him. So,
cool. So what were you saying about 2 weeks, 4 weeks?
It came out. Was it last week?
Came out last weekend. Yeah.
So this is week 2. Yeah, I'd say after 4 weeks for sure.
You're on your own then, people.
Yeah, like if you haven't watched it by now, then the internet has accosted you with spoilers. So
that's true. That's true. For sure.
We can talk about it then.
Yeah. Or we wait until the next Marvel movie, which is Spider-Man.
I'm not waiting a month. I'm not waiting a month to talk about it.
You see me? You see the Adventures of Spider-Gwen? I did on Facebook. I want everybody to look at that.
Oh, I couldn't stop here. People couldn't stop talking about it. Did you see this? It's so cute. I'm like, yes, it's cute. And it is. It's extremely cute. But like, I give you shit for your Doc Ock.
Hey, dude,
was that toilet paper?
No, that was. We had these plastic things wrapped. It's a bunch of bubble wrap that was because we had like iron rods for the railing in our banisters.
Got it.
So I thought, because Gwen was like, "Dad, I want to be Spider-Gwen," because she runs around in her costume sometimes. Right. I'm like, cool. And I saw those things. I'm like, I could be Doc Ock for 5 seconds. And then I got carried away because I'm like, nope, I need glasses. Nope, I need a trench coat. Nope, And then I was like, nope, let's set the scene. Gwen, you're gonna jump off the couch. You're gonna squirt me. I'm gonna die. You're gonna fall on me. And you're gonna cheer. And so.
Spider-Gwen beats up dollar store Doc Ock.
Yeah, I officially the dollar store Doc Ock.
I did not know that Bill Skarsgård was in.
Yes, he's the voice of the Deviant.
Yeah, the Deviant Master.
Yeah, my sister Kim, when we were sitting there, she goes, "Bill's in here, Skarsgård's in here." She goes, "Oh, he must be the handsome one." I'm like, "No, I think that guy's name Dane or something like that." Or
by the way, the big spoiler that we're not talking about is like clear as day on IMDb. So,
oh really?
Yeah, we don't need to talk about it now, but no, it's right there.
Oh, okay, it's right there. But anyway, yeah, I enjoyed it. It is going in a completely different direction. I loved the Celestial. Help me out, because my nephew asked me this: is Galactus the same as a Celestial?
No.
I knew it.
No, and they've been very clear on that in the past.
Yeah, but
this is MCU, so
yeah. He might be like the Judgment.
Well, no, I mean, he's not a Celestial, but he was always something else. And I'm just going to look this up and see what they call him. Despite his relative similar appearance, Galactus is not a Celestial. Galactus is a very specific cosmic entity that balances between eternity and death and is a remnant of a former universe. That I knew. Celestials are beings from our universe and are a race of cosmic aliens completely different from Galactus. That is the
You know that famous meme where that guy goes, "Whoa!" Like
yeah
his head's exploding. That's what I
yeah
feel like a lot of our listeners just went through.
yeah yeah. So I mean, and I've because my kids asked me that as soon as we got in the car. They're like, "So is Galactus a celestial?" I'm like, "No, he's not.
He's not,
He
but he could be because I don't know where they're going to spin this damn
well,
thing.
it's like he
Yeah.
existed before our universe did. So like,
Yes,
what do you
because he
mean?
was from a different universe. Yeah.
Not no, he wasn't from a
Oh,
different universe. He's a leftover from the universe before ours. So like when that universe was destroyed, he existed until the creation of this universe. So pre Big Bang is kind of what you come down to.
yeah. So this
Pre
no wonder
pre
he's
Big
hungry.
Bang, whatever the universe was at that point,
Yeah.
Galactus and his species lived there. And then they all died off. And when the Big Bang happened, Galactus lived through that. And now he's in our universe. So and meanwhile, the Celestials were created at the Big Bang, I think.
Okay.
So kind of weird. I did really appreciate the scale of
I love
the
that.
Eternals. The fact that they show up like Eternals. I'm sorry. Celestials are like literally like hold the earth like in the palm of their hand. Like that's how big they are. I mean, it's a little and my mom was kind of asked me about this too, because Ego, the
living planet,
the living planet from the second Guardians of the
was
Galaxy
a celestial,
movie,
right?
he was a celestial, but like his brain was only in the planet.
Yes.
Like his body, which had somehow been destroyed, he preserved his brain, was as big. I mean, that's how big they are. They're massive.
Right. Yes. I did appreciate that too. When I finally, I didn't know if anybody else sit there, and I didn't want to sit there because I wanted to hear what he was saying. I think his name's Asham or something like that. But you can see where Selma Hayek is just this small little thing right in front of him. Yeah. I again enjoy the movie. I think people should go see it. I think you should ignore whatever that Rotten Tomato score is. It's not a rotten movie. It's a good movie.
No, it's not at all.
Yeah. So,
and the people that were giving it a Rotten Tomato score because they thought it like offended their morality, get off it, man. It wasn't that big a deal.
Oh, you talking about the gay relationship?
Yeah,
that is such a that's not even a side note in that movie.
Yeah,
it's perfect. It makes sense. It's fine.
Yep.
It's not even. It's not offensive. It's nothing. It's not a big deal.
No.
Yeah.
So, I enjoyed it.
Me too.
Are we going to talk about the last? Or are we going to talk about that offline? The second credit scene. We can wait. That's fine.
Let's wait. Let's wait.
I'll talk
you offline with it.
Yeah.
Unless anybody's like sitting there right now, like typing us live, going, "Hey, dude, tell us." Then we'll do it. But
that's not happening. So
yeah. Okay. No one listens anymore.
No, we got some people on, but they're not an interactive group tonight. So
all right, no problem.
Let's talk about our last film, which I literally got out of just before I came here. The Netflix, really their biggest hit to date is what they said. Red Notice. It's Dwayne Johnson, Ryan Reynolds, Gail Gadot or Godot. I'm not sure how to say it.
Let's say Godot.
Wonder Woman. In a more or less a buddy heist film.
Yeah. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. That's as far as I'll go with it. I think it's one of The Rock's best movies. I didn't leave disappointed. That's my point. My point was when I saw it, I didn't walk away going, oh, of course, that mother effer got me again. This movie sucks. Like, if I want to compare this to Jungle Cruise, this is far better than Jungle Cruise. Did you see Jungle Cruise yet?
No, I was gonna try to watch it this weekend since it's on Disney
it's on Plus. Yeah, you can do it.
So I was gonna watch it Friday night, and I put it up to a vote for my family. What are you guys gonna watch? We want to watch Shang-Chi. Great, let's watch Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
So we watched Shang-Chi, and then that's over. And I'm thinking, okay, let's watch Jungle Cruise now.
Yeah.
Because like we're getting to the point where they're going to start kind of filtering off and like heading to bed or doing something.
Yes.
That didn't happen.
Okay.
Kate called her friend over and she's like, we're watching Beautiful Blue People now. And I went, Beautiful Blue People? What are we going to
What
watch?
the hell is Beautiful Blue People?
Avatar. Kate had
really?
never seen Avatar and was just really like, I want to watch this movie. Like, I've never seen it. She's reading a book now about like ice planet barbarians or something like that, and they're giant blue things.
Okay.
And she's like,
she's into it. She's into it.
She's like, I want to watch this. I want to watch the Beautiful Blue People. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you realize like you're in for a late night because
It's like
Kate's
3 hours.
Yeah, she's not my late night kid. And she's like, nope, I want to watch it. All right then. And so we watched Avatar, and I mean, she has no context for much of it.
Right.
Because when I'm like, oh, this is like Dances with Wolves in space, she goes, what's Dances with Wolves?
Yeah. Right.
Okay. I said, well, really, this is a Native American versus capitalist imperialism.
Yep.
And then what's that mean? And like, it's funny because the bad guy, the Marine in there, the old Marine, with a big scar on his face, played by that guy who's awesome. In the word when he's first talking to the hero, and he's like, he's bench pressing 500 pounds or whatever, and he gets up and he's like, I was first recon myself, and he kind of gets up. I stopped the film. I said, that was your grandfather. And my kids are looking at me like, what? I said, when he says he was first recon, like Marine Corps first recon, that was my dad. I mean, we've talked about my dad in the service here on the show before, but I'm like, run it back. And I'm like, he's like, I was first recon myself. And I'm like, this guy is your grandpa if grandpa would have stayed in the military. Yeah. And they're like, what? Like, yeah. When he's talking about, your grandfather was a badass. And this is Hollywood recognizing that.
Yes.
So that was funny. But other than that, I mean, it's Avatar, and I don't know.
So anyway, it's better than Jungle Cruise.
It's better than Jungle Cruise. Yeah,
that's better than Jungle Cruise. I really enjoyed it. I had a good time. Ursula and I walked away going, that was good. Ryan hits it out of the park. I thought he hit it out of the park. Now, the only thing I will say was a little bit too much Ryan. Like every word became a punchline. And I was like, okay,
that's kind of where I'm at.
Calm down a little.
I think you liked it a lot more than me.
I did. Absolutely. Yeah. I didn't like it at all, huh? Or did you?
No.
Okay.
Don't say that. Okay. I'm not saying I didn't like it at all. I'm just saying
Greg didn't like it. No, I'm kidding.
That's what he said, folks. Okay, I'm gonna take it back to what movie is that? Is it it's the Hobbs and Shaw film, I think. Yeah, where Ryan Reynolds and The Rock are in the cafe.
Yes.
And they're talking to it, and he's like, we're best friends.
Yes.
It seemed like a lot of that, but almost to the point where you're like, okay, it's too much of that. To the point where the serious notes of the film, like when they're talking about
a little bit.
Yeah, like when they're talking about their dads and stuff like that, it lost. I think it was so much of that tongue in cheek that it lost the serious points.
It lost the seriousness of it.
I didn't feel anything for those characters. Like if at the end of the film one of them were to get shot and died, I'd be like, oh, that's surprising, but I wouldn't like. No.
So you wouldn't have had the way you felt about a certain big muscular Eternal.
No,
right.
Not at all.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yes.
I do. When that happened, I was like, oh shit. I mean,
yeah, me too.
I didn't have that feeling at all.
Yeah.
With these guys.
Yes.
And even when, I mean, there's some twists and turns throughout the film. And when they happen, you're like, yeah, I saw that.
Oh, you guessed the ending?
Yeah.
You did?
Totally.
Damn. I didn't guess that. I thought it was somebody else.
And when they lead you through, I mean, it's a heist film, so they do kind of the flashback.
Yeah.
Like, these are the things you were supposed to pick up on along the way.
Right.
And I'm like, I guess I didn't really pick up on some of those, but at the same time, you're like, yeah, this is what it is. This is where they're going to take it.
Oh man, I'm sorry. Because I mean, when I'm saying I'm sorry is like, I'm sorry you didn't enjoy it as much as I did. That's all. I guess sometimes it's fun to be dumb.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, a sequel's coming for sure. I mean, they're gonna.
Yeah.
It's made, like I said, it was the biggest premiere ever for a Netflix film,
for Netflix, yeah.
and they leave it off wide
Oh,
open.
yeah, just
Not just wide open for a sequel, but just like, hey, folks, we're making more of these. I mean, it's just kind of like what it comes down to. And the production, it's the Rock's production company.
Yes. I don't know if I would be excited for the sequel. I liked it for what it was. It was very tongue in cheek, and you're right. It did lose moments where it could have been a serious moment.
Yeah.
In terms of, I never thought anybody was going to die, especially when The Rock gets hit by a bull. That's in the trailer, so I'm not giving anything away. And he just gets up.
There's some bullshit scenes like that where, and I even said, when you sent me the trailer, the first trailer you sent me, and
Notorious.
Yeah. Which again, trailers are made to make movies look great.
Yes.
And it did. It made it look good. But immediately I'm like, why did she take her hair down to get into a fight? That doesn't make any sense at all. Nobody does that. Or when he's like, I'm FBI agent such and such.
John Hartley.
Yeah. FBI agent John Hartley. I'm like, why is the FBI operating in Paris? They don't operate in Paris. So it was things like that I'm like, okay, there were some great nods to some great classic action films in the film. I was happy they did that, like definitely recognizing their roots. And I think at one point, when my daughter got mad at me because they had a shot of Ryan Reynolds in this getup, and I looked, I'm like, that's more of a Nathan Drake than Tom Holland's.
I agree.
Yeah, and so that started a little discussion in our house, but I think because I'm so spoiled on heist films or even like whodunit films. I mean,
what do you mean you're spoiled?
There are some great ones. Like, I'm sorry, the Ocean's 11 and Ocean's 13, not so much 12. Ocean's 11, Ocean's 13 are great heist films.
Oh yeah.
Like,
sure. I'd agree.
Like you're wondering how, like, even though they're setting it up, how they do it at the end, you're just like, holy shit, that's great.
So you were almost assaulted at the never, I lost my train of thought. It seems to me like you're upset because it didn't fit the genre that you.
I think they could do better.
Okay.
I just think they get like it's a heist film, and so like they're going through and they're doing, well, we got to avoid this camera and how we're going to do that, and then we need to get the code, and then we need a fingerprint, and
it felt more like Indiana Jones to me because they're looking for Cleopatra's eggs. Like,
it's a mix, but like the heist parts of the film, because he's a thief. Ryan Reynolds plays a thief, and so does Gal Gadot playing a thief. The films like the Ocean's films, Logan Lucky, and even to a point of the whodunits of oh god dang it, what is it, the Knives Out, a film like Knives Out, which is a fantastic whodunit film. Things like that, things like those films that are just boom, like if you're not paying attention, you are missing
all right,
something.
I see where you're talking about that. So you were comparing that film to those films. You would be disappointed. I get that.
Like
I wasn't. I was comparing it to,
if I would have compared it to
Rundown.
like I still think The Rundown's a better film.
Me too, but I'm just saying I was also comparing it to every other Rock film I've saw, and I thought, okay, I'm not disappointed by this. It's 45 minutes into this and I'm not rolling my eyes yet. I'm mostly just sitting here laughing and have a smile on my face. So that's how I looked at it. It was just a popcorn film to me. I loved it.
It was a popcorn, right?
Yeah.
At one point in the film, as they're literally crawling out of the pond, like they came through the waterfall and they're like, you see Ryan Reynolds kind of crawling out. I'm like, you know what? If this was the kid from The Rundown, Stifler, whatever his name is, Scott something, Sean William Scott. I'm like, if this was Sean William Scott, I think I would be into this film even more.
Yeah,
like if it was a reteaming.
So Ryan annoyed you
a little because he was so Ryan Reynolds. Like it was like I said, the serious scenes, like when he wants to be serious, I couldn't take serious then.
Right. Yeah.
And he wasn't.
I like when he was like, ready, 1, 2, 3, lift with your neck.
Yeah.
I
And
enjoyed.
I liked
Oh,
the prison escape. I thought that
yes.
was great.
Yeah.
I thought the way they pieced that together.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
should have done more of that.
Okay.
Where Ryan Reynolds is the big brain.
Yeah.
Like
every part of the prison scene. And if anybody hasn't seen this yet, I'm not going to ruin it for you. But there is a reason to every single thing Ryan does in the prison scene.
Correct. Yeah.
And I loved how they pieced that together. I was like, oh, he really like, okay, that's why he's the number one. Like,
yeah.
And I think it's funny.
That.
Like he was getting caught so he could constantly just keep challenging himself and break out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
very good.
Me. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought there were some times their banter was funny, but there were some times where you're like, okay, Ryan, like that's one too many. You're getting punched in the face. You're not going to really be saying it when you're getting punched in the face. So
you know what? I think I would have liked to have seen them fight.
Okay.
And have it be
serious.
Where have it be like, they're gonna throw down, but Ryan is a smart fighter, where The Rock is
a
dumb fighter, but he's relying on mass.
Yes.
And Ryan could have like picked him apart. Like they each get their shots in. I don't think there's. I think you mentioned this one time. Like it could be in The Rock's contract that he can only get hit so many times.
Yeah,
the bad guys like in a
or he always has to win, or something like that.
Something like that. Tie or win. He can never lose a fight.
Yeah, it's either him. I that was a big point with Vin Diesel and The Rock. Like when they were fighting in that Fast and Furious, there was something where they could only land a number of punches on each other. Like you couldn't, which is so stupid.
It is so
like
stupid.
It just because you get beaten up, Rock, if you're listening, because I know you listen too, just because you get beaten up in a movie, it doesn't mean we don't think you're tough, buddy.
I would rather see him get beat to shit and then rise up than
than
always see him come ahead and give the rousing speech.
But he's starting to do that thing where The Rock is becoming the exact same guy in every single movie. He's not giving you anything new. He's the same guy. And in fact, his goofiness of Hobbs is going everywhere now.
Yeah.
Hobbs is a goofy character in terms of like he's a giant cartoon character of a 1980s action hero.
Correct.
Right. And he's doing the same thing here.
Ripping
I thought
honestly,
I thought when he got hit by that bull, he was going to fly around. He was going to come up. The bull was going to charge again. He was going to punch him and knock him out. That's what I thought was going to happen. But I know it sounds like I'm ripping on the movie. I'm not. I actually really enjoyed it. So, Rock, if you're going to make another one, I'm not looking forward to it, but God damn it, I'm probably going to see it because you're The Rock.
Oh, I'm totally going to watch it. Yeah.
And for some reason,
we're going to watch it.
Yeah.
But he needs to humble himself a little bit in terms of the roles that he's getting and be like, you need to.
Yeah. Get your ass kicked. It's okay.
No one's going to believe that you're not going to come out ahead anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there is a Superman fatigue in terms of I've heard people say they don't like Captain Marvel because she seems so overpowerful that there's nothing that's really
going to take her down. Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, I think that's a main reason why Superman's well known and he's liked.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's why he's as popular as Batman, because Batman can get the shit kicked out of him, but he gets up. Yeah. Superman technically can't get the shit kicked out of him.
Well,
I know. Look,
and this is why I love Man of Steel, because he was getting the shit kicked out of him.
Well, he didn't know how to fight.
Well, you're right. That's true. So,
but at the end of the day, he still doesn't really ever need to know.
Yeah.
As long as he's dealing with planetary problems. But so I enjoyed Red Notice. I encourage everybody to watch it. It's a fun movie. It's a good one where you kick back on a Friday night after your boss yells at you. It's fun.
Mm-hmm. Don't go in looking, like I said, don't do what I did and looking for like a real thinking man's heist film.
Oh no. Is that what you did?
A little bit. I think I did a little bit. I think I wanted it to be
like the Italian Job type stuff.
Maybe, yeah. Like, I mean, because the Italian Job is,
fantastic.
It's a great film.
Yes.
It's not Ocean's
No.
Ocean's level heist.
Totally different. Yeah, totally different.
But there was more to it. There was more setup. There was more research. There was more.
Yeah.
You know, if we're gonna there was like a whole scene with the getaway cars and how are we gonna get those, and then how are we gonna deal with the traffic lights. I mean, all that stuff. I guess I was thinking a little bit more along those lines.
It's fair enough.
Rather than have it all come together. And then they're like, well, how did that happen? Oh, well, when I bumped into him, I stole his keys and his cell phone and his virginity. I don't know. So
his virginity. Oh, I think we'll end it there. As always, Greg, please sign us out.
Okay. Well, it's a new week, so please don't forget to check your sources as you're catching all these news items. There's going to be some big ones coming out this week, I think. With nationwide attention put on the court trial in Kenosha with Rittenhouse.
Oh yeah, we'll probably talk about that. Probably we might do I don't know.
There could be a show
to that. Yeah,
we'll see. But there's going to be a lot of attention on that. There's going to be a lot of attention on even some political stuff. There's going to be some tension on, even Free Britney. I mean, she's now out of conservatorship, and I think there's going to be some things floating around the news with that. So check your sources, folks, is what I'm trying to get to. Know where you're getting your information from, and that whether that source is credible or not. Next is know your audience, know who you're talking to. If you're on one side of the fence of a thing than another, you're not going to change people's minds unless you're, informed, know where you're getting your information from, and you're not going to be a dick about it. So that brings us to part 3 of Don't Be a Douche.
Yep. That's easily so. I want to piggyback a small little bit on that one thing you said about trying to change people's mind. Don't go that route. I would suggest going to the route of make them think. Just make them think.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I think that's more powerful than because you will never change somebody's mind in an argument, whether it's political or religious or anything like that. But if you just show them that there's another side to look at and then think, that helps out.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. So for TheGreg, this is Johnny. Everybody, thank you for watching and listening. Podcast out, people. Have a good one. See ya.